Alright, so this is my current build of Gravekeepers that I'm playing, which is teching a Symphonic Warrior, and of course, as you can see, playing Masked Heroes. So, first of all, before I get into this, this is just my preferred play surface because I like the way cards move on it. I like the way it feels on my fingers when I am moving cards a lot better than I do with regular mats, which I'm going to now fail to get out here. Okay, so that's why I'm using this. I just like the way it feels. Sorry, it's a little bit ugly, but hey, whatever. Yes, this is just the packaging from PS4 wrapped around a board. Divine Wind, Acid, Koga, Darklaw, and Stardust Charge Warrior. I am playing a level 2 tuner, so with the level 4s that Gravekeepers are, it's very easy to go into Charge Warrior. When Charge Warrior is summoned, I get to draw a card, and he's also a level 6, well, a wind monster with a level. So I can change him into Divine Wind with Mass Change second. I am just going to suck at picking up these cards because they're in different sleeves because I haven't moved them to the same sleeves as the rest of my extra deck. The rest of the extra deck is just a bunch of generic things that I make pretty frequently that are just helpful overall. But nothing really too interesting in there. So, let's move on. Symphonic Warrior Drums. Level 2 Wind, Tuner. Once per turn, you can target a Symphonic Warrior on your field and change its attribute. So I can just have Drums become a water monster to go into Acid, or leave it as a wind to go into Divine Wind. And also as a level 2 tuner, allowing me to go into Stardust Charge Warrior. If I do want the wind and I have a level 4 to sync with, I can go into Charge Warrior, draw a card, and then activate Mass Change second. Also, by doing this, it possibly baits out a card if my opponent doesn't want me to draw. And if it is early in game 1 as well, they might think I'm playing something like really weird, which I kind of am. If I were to, say, flip a spy and summon a monster, and then normal summon Symphonic Warrior Drums, then going to Synchro Summon with the spy into Charge Warrior. And they might want to negate the Charge Warrior right there. And if they attempt to do that with a non-counter trap, of course, then I can change into Divine Wind, and I will still get my draw. And then when Divine Wind destroys something by battle, I get to draw again. Divine Wind can't be destroyed by battle. Your opponent only gets one attack per battle phase. And as I already said, when he destroys a monster by battle, you draw a card. So, moving on. King Tiger Wenhu stops a whole lot of decks from playing. Monarchs can't use the vassals. I always want to call them Power Rangers. I don't. Ugh. But yeah, the Power Rangers they can't play because, well, they can play, but it's going to be difficult because they can't summon blue or green. I believe green. No, green's 1600 attack, so they can summon green, but they can't summon blue. While you have King Tiger, so they won't be able to make Grand Pulse and blow up Necro Valley. So it protects Necro Valley from them. It works against Cosmo decently because of not letting them summon Tin Can or Strawman. Veilers, of course, again, good against Cosmo again. Good against Burning Abyss. It's also good against Monarchs and just everything else. So, yeah, Veilers. I used to have Maxis. I don't anymore, though. Onto the Gravekeepers. I'm still playing Visionary. I regret every single time I take this card out of my deck. So, there you go. Guard, Assailant, Descendant, 2 Recruiter, 2 Disciple, 3 Commandant, or Commandant, however preference may be. I say Commandant. 3 Spy. Onto the spells, there aren't a lot of them. Book of Moon is at 1 in TCG. 2 Mass Change second. Of course, I have to have those, but not 3. because clog, and that would just be weird. I don't have multiple Dark Claws either, so there's that. 3 Space Typhoon, and 3 Necrovalley. The reason I went to 3 Space instead of 2 Space and 2 Spell Shatters is just because the Space can hit anything, and say I end up against something like Burning Abyss, where they don't have spell cards face up. Pretty much everything in the meta does have just spell cards that they're going to put face up, whether they're field spells or continuous spells, monarchs. But with space, I have a larger array of targets for the game 1. And of course the 3 Necrovalley. That's it for the spells. Under the traps, these are pretty straightforward as well. Emptiness, Warning, Bottomless, Ring, Starlight Road. There's no need to banish Twin Twisters, and if I can get a Stardust off of it, that's going to be really good in multiple matchups, namely Cosmo, Burning Abyss, and not Burning Abyss, sorry, Monarchs, sorry, not Burning Abyss, I don't know, Evac, Imperial Tombs, 2 Rite of Spirit, 2 Dark Renewal, 2 Time Space, 2 Nightmare, and finally 2 Needlesight. I'm not going to go over the side deck because it is just generic. It's just generic. It's pretty much just Spell Shatters, Massacre Restrict, stuff like that. I think, and one interesting card in here I think I went over before, but I'll go ahead and take a look at it again, just in case. Curse of the Circle. This is it. Target a monster your opponent controls. Your opponent cannot tribute it or use it as a synchro material. So if your opponent puts a tuner on board, you can just go target it. It can't be used as a synchro material, so find something else to do with it. Because you're not going to synchro summon, but I can. And also, of course, the main thing, it stops monarchs. It's a lot better in the mirror match than Mask of Restrict is, because Mask of Restrict will stop me as well from tributing for Descendant's effect, but this does not. It only stops my opponent. So yeah, it's definitely a good target for a recruiter. To target a recruiter, because then you have to go into a rank 3, and are you playing a rank 3 other than Acid Golem? So there you go. But mainly, of course, the Monarch matchup is where this comes in. Anyways, that's it for my bizarre Masked Hero Synchro build of Gravekeepers. Pretty much everything I've been building recently has been synchro based, or well, not necessarily synchro-centric, but have the ability to synchro summon. My build of Cosmo that I'm playing, adapted from other builds of Cosmo. I'm calling it Jar Jar's Yellow Brick Road. It is a synchro deck. It's kind of weird. It utilizes okay, so I was looking through cards, and these aren't in sleeves because they're just in stacks. Who's gonna put these in a binder or anything, right? And I found all these psychic cards, and so I'm playing some of these in Cosmo, namely Telekinetic Power Well, Krebons, and I'm thinking about Psychic Path. I'm playing 2 Power Well in there. But anyways, I will upload that soon. I have played 3 games with it. I won, and that was awesome. Although, just to warn you before that comes out, actually I'll leave this here. I stumbled through misplaying those games really badly and misclicking because of DevPro's question marks. Because of it having question marks on the effects, I frequently click the wrong effect for Tin Can and stuff like that. So that happens, but yeah. Also, I think I'm not sure if it's a glitch or whatever on DevPro, or just something that wasn't that was not programmed in to be able to do. But with Tin Can, either you can't do it or you have to hold the response button. When you use eTele to search Tin Can, then during the end phase you're supposed to be able to activate the Tin Can, but on DevPro does not give you the option to do it. So that is a thing to be aware of playing Cosmo. Hold that response button so that you can respond with Tin Can. Anyways, there's my Gravekeeper deck and a little bit of Cosmo as well. So, till next time.